In this video, I want to share with you how to export your video from Adobe Premiere Pro in MP4 and using a very powerful exporting software called the Adobe Media Encorder. This gives you the opportunity to export more than one video at a time while you're working on Adobe Premiere Pro. Usually when you want to export, you can export a given video one at a time, but with the help of Adobe Media Encorder, which I have installed on my PC, this one, you will be able to export multiple videos while still working on the same folder, okay, on the same Adobe Premiere Pro, but your files are still being exported with this software. So all you need to do is to start by doing all the editings that you want to do. Assuming I have finalized editing this footage, I have done a lot of cutting and a lot of editing from this footage, and I'm satisfied with what I have, the outros and all that, and I want to export the video. All I need to do is to start by coming to export over here, and now I can just specify the name. This is the name I want to give it, and then you specify location. Usually these are the two basic things that you want to select and change in Adobe Premiere Pro whenever you are attempting to export. And this time around, I'm going to export it in my YouTube file, and it's going to be this translate file, and I'm going to leave it with this name. I choose this location. Okay, I'm going to replace and override, or let me just make it translate 1 because I have a copy of it in the same folder. So I make it translate 1, and I specify location is going to be in this same location, okay, YouTube, and it's going to be on this translate language, and select it. So you can leave everything at default. Usually to export your media in MP4, you have to select this H.264, which is usually the MP4 format, and then you can leave everything at default. You can come over here to select range entire source and make sure it is set to entire source, and this is scaling, scale to fit, and you can see a preview of the source, the media properties like the sizing. This is going to be 1920 by 1080, and this is going to be the frame rate, okay, 29.97, which is usually the best. And then you can see the output properties as well, and the estimated sizing of your file that you're going to export. So once you're satisfied with everything, instead of the normal export button that you used to click when you want to export in Adobe Premiere Pro, now you can send this to Media Encorder and you can queue it up. Okay, you can queue the video exporting, and then it's going to be, you can now return back and continue with your work. So I can send it to Media Encorder just like so by just clicking on sending to Media Encorder, and you can see my Media Encorder is kickstarting to operate. So I have to allow it, and once it is up, it is here. You can see the properties, and you can see the location, you can see the output file location over here. You're free to click and change even at this point, and all you need to do is to click on this green icon to start the rendering process. So let's say I click on it, and it's going to start the rendering, and you can see a preview of the rendering process of this very document, of this very video. You can see it's a bit faster, so you can see the progress over here. You're free to pause the rendering, and you're free to stop it if you want at any given point in time, and you can just minimize this, and you can come back to your video edit and continue with your editing, or you access all the files and continue with the editing, and you can still send it again. Once you are done, you can still come back and send this particular file also to the Adobe Media Encorder, and it's going to queue it up and continue to edit, to export simultaneously within the same Adobe Premiere Pro that you are working on. So let's just give it a minute to just finish the exporting or the rendering, then we can have a preview or an idea of what we've exported in terms of the video quality. Alright, so right now it has finished. It has finished rendering the video, and we can close the Adobe Media Encorder. Since you don't have any other thing to render, you can come back to your editing and continue. We can check on that particular file to see what you have exported, and you can just go to my documents, and it's going to be on the YouTube. You can see it translate, and you can see the file over here, translate 1. Once you just hit on it, it's going to give you a preview of what you've exported. You can just start playing. You can just move around to see a preview of what you've exported, and I think the quality and everything is quite nice, and I liked it. So this is basically how to export your video from Adobe Premiere Pro using Adobe Media Encorder, and simultaneously while you're still working on other footage as well. If you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to always hit the subscribe and notification buttons to stay connected to this channel for more of our very useful videos. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.